Hello, Will here. Today we are back in Skyrim.
Ain't asking for much, just a few sentences.
I don't know who that is talking. Brunin, I don't know where you are. Shut the fuck up. He's been constantly asking me for coins for the past like 3 minutes. Like, bugger off. Anyway, alright, so we are here today in Skyrim and we will be looking at 3 mods. All of them relatively quite new, I think. I do believe. Not 100% sure, but obviously, you know, they were on the latest. They were kind of high up, so we're going to go check them out. So, the first mod we're going to be looking at is a sort of, it's a merger. It's a collection of mods, which a couple of them I have covered in past videos. If anyone remembers, I've covered a few mods done before by Apocalyptic 1, such as the TARDIS Armory. I also looked at Bellefords and the Bannered Mare. And, well, was obviously going to look at War Maidens, but War Maidens never worked. Now, he's now merged, or she, I'm not totally sure if Apocalyptic 1 is a he or a she, but they have now merged a bunch of these mods all together in one singular mod, which was something that a few people were asking them to do, and that's what they have done. Now I'm giving a little test just to sort of like have a look at myself, just to see, make sure things were working. There was one that didn't seem to load in mine, so I don't know if they've removed it or if they just didn't put it in because they want to make some changes to it. I'm not 100% sure. And that is Arcadia's Cauldron. But Bannered Mare is the same as it was. But also, there is the newer version of Bellefords and War Maidens. And first off, we're going to look at Bellefords, because I actually like how Bellefords is now compared to what it was when in their first iteration of Bellefords shop.
Give a holler if you have any questions.
And here we are in Bellefords shop. So this is the sort of second iteration of the changes that they've decided to make to Bellefords shop. And personally myself, I do prefer this one a bit better. Firstly, because you can tell it's changed, you can tell it's different, but it also still kind of, it still looks a bit like the original version. It's just, you know, it's had a few tweaks, and a bit more decoration added into it. Obviously there will be possibly little collisions like this, but you know, that kind of stuff's going to happen when you add in new things and stuff like that. But I do prefer this one. It's still, I just think it just looks, it looks tight.
Look around.
It looks tidier. You know, it looks a bit tidier. It just looks a bit more presentable, and it just looks a bit more organised. So we'll give it a little slow pan around for Bellefords shop. I think it is only mainly sort of like this floor that's been changed. Like the rest of the building is still the same. But you know, I just prefer this one. It looks a bit tidier, it looks a bit more presentable, and it looks like they obviously took a bit more time on putting it together, or thinking, you know, what looks well, what doesn't look well, and so on and so forth. Another one we are going to look at once we get out of here, because our Bellefords is never going to shut up, and unfortunately, you know, I can't go killing Bellefords, but I do want him to shut up. So another one we're going to look at, which was one that I was never able to get working originally, is War Maidens, because now War Maidens actually wants to work. So let's go and have a little look in War Maidens.
What you're looking for.
I'm surrounded by people. Anyway, so now we have Bellefords, and again, I do like this one. I like how this one is presented. It's presented much more neatly, more tidily. You can see, you know, everything's all sort of organised out here.
If it's armor you need,
you got a bit more better organisation over here. you know, so you can sort of like see some stuff on display. His counter and the backing has been changed. It just looks a little bit nicer. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing extravagant, it's nothing completely bouncing off the wall. But I like how it looks. I like the design.
You've come to the right place.
And I'm now able to actually finally see it. Compared to before when it wasn't working for some reason. But now it does. But it's not just the changes to interiors in Whiterun that this mod actually also adds. It also adds in 2 other mods of theirs that weren't directly interior changes to Whiterun. Which you have the Dragon Ball's Abode, which I've covered in a previous episode. And also adds in the TARDIS Armory, which I also featured in a previous episode. Except for now, the TARDIS Armory is even bigger. They've extended it even more, so now it's about twice the size or something stupid like that. It's ridiculous how big this bloody damn thing is. So so effectively, what you're getting is pretty much all their work that they've done rolled into one, which is much better, especially due to like memory limitations of what you can have on PS4, because obviously you only have so much memory allocated with mods. So bundling it all together in one mod is a much better idea rather than having it in separate little things. But that's it for this first one. Alright. And now for mod number 2, which this is Black Nordic Gear. Bequest. So obviously the modder was requested by somebody to make this. Who that person was, I don't know, but that detail isn't important. But the details that is important is that it is called Black Nordic Gear, and this was done by Oral Corjay. If I'm actually pronouncing that name correctly, thank God. If not, oh dear. I could just go Oral, but Oral Corjay, we featured a couple of their mods before. So what this does is this will add a bunch of armour into the Sleeping Giant Inn, because why the hell not? Rather than describe it, I will show you it, but first of all, I need to actually find it. Alright, here we are. So, what you're going to want to do is you want to go basically into the first room on the left. And you're looking for this little strong box down here. So, Black Nordic Strong Box. So as you can see, we got like Black Orca Shield, Black Nordic Shield. We got gold. Okay, we got gold Nordic Shield. Polished gold door guard helmets. Silver Konark. Another silver Konark. Konark, but it's a light armor. We've got some Draugr helmets. Black Stormcloak Officer, so it's it's a whole bunch of armors, and they're all sort of like they've been like retextured, recolored, and I actually quite like the looks of that one. I mean, some are probably going to work better than others. So let's just have a look. Ooh, we got some actual weapons as well. Yoink. Ooh. Yoink. So I'm liking the looks of this of the Nordic stuff here. So we'll go gold. We'll go for that one. Actually, we'll grab a second variation as well. Alright, so here we are with the Black Nordic armor, and yeah, personally myself, I'm not a huge fan of this one, personally, but there obviously will be some people out there who are a fan of it. But personally myself, not a huge fan of this. But like enough, that's why we've also got excited to have a look at the gold version of this as well. And here is the gold version, and personally myself, I think this one is much better. It's primarily because you can still see the detail in the armor, whereas originally with the black one it's just you can't see that much of the detail, so it's looking a bit, yeah, personally. But you know, some people will like it, some people won't. But we also did grab a couple of other things from there, so you know, we've got a couple of weapons, so we're gonna, you know, so look at the axe on the back, and then, you know, so yeah, it's just got a slightly goldish kind of tinge to it. So you know what? I'm going to keep this. I've grabbed a couple of other things from the chest vault, because there is actually a lot more in there than what I was originally thinking that there was going to be. But again, I'm not going to show everything off. I'm going to just show a couple of things, you know, and then obviously I will be leaving a link in the description to this mod, so if you want to check the rest of it out, all you gotta do is just go to that link, download the mod for yourself, and have a look. I'm just showing you a little light bite of what's in there. So you also got this thing in here as well. So more blocker increases armor rating by 20 points and negates up to 20 points of spell damage or effects. It's good. I'm gonna wear that. So that's pretty useful. There was also actually a couple of spell tomes. So we got this one. Target takes 45 points of shock damage per second to health and half to magicka. So this is Lightning Storm one-handed. So we're going to learn that. We're going to see if we're able to use it. But you also got this. Shoot Potato. Alright, well, we're gonna go off and shoot some potatoes. See, now that we're outside, you get like a little bit of a better look at the armour. And you're going to see it's more kind of golden coloured. Whereas the black armour, for example, I don't think it would look that much different in the sunlight. I think it would still look pretty sort of like dark and kind of black, and again, that one not particularly to my taste, but it could be your favourite. Alright, so let's have a look. So we've got a couple of spells. This one already off. So we have this one, which I can use, luckily. And we also got Shoot Potato. So first off, let's have a look at this Lightning Storm one. I'm expecting this to be just like a bit like a... So yeah. It is, unfortunately, you can't, obviously you still can't move when using it, but it does give you that kind of animation and that kind of start. But, you know, but it's just one-handed instead. The only problem is obviously you're not really going to be able to use another spell whilst using it. But you can equip it with just one hand, so then you can still use a weapon at the same time, or another spell at the same time, before casting it or after casting it. And then we've got Shoot Potato, so I'm probably going to have to go into first person for this, so let's have a look. So, and go Potato! There we go again, and go Potato! Yeah, that's what basically what it does. It didn't say how much damage it does or anything like that. I think it's just for a bit of fun. That's a little that is just a little snippet of the Black Nordic gear by Call J. So again, and with the previous mentioned mod with Apocalyptic ones, if you want to check these ones out yourself, there will be links in the description below where you go check them out. And yeah, with all Call J's one, I have only shown you like a very small snippet of what there is. As in the strong box there are a lot more armors and items that I thought there was going to be, but I'm not going to show you it all. If you want to see what else there is, then why not download the mod for yourself and give it a little whirl. why not? Right, that's it for mod number 2. Now we're going to move on to mod number 3, which I will need to go do a bit of travelling around. So, you know, you're going to have to bear with me on this one. Alright, and here we are with mod number 3, which is Man the Borders. Now, this is Man the Borders Reborn PS4. So, the PS4 version, or the port of it, might as well call it, is done by Nick John. Or Nick John. I'm not totally sure how you pronounce the name, unfortunately, so I probably completely butchered the name there. But the original for this was actually created by Goodfellow Goodspring and also Elastic Fantastic. There was a whole bunch of different names for this one, so you know, you will have to bear with.
Be on your way.
Hey, you were walking past me, so shut the hell up. So yeah, you will have to bear with me if I got some of the names wrong or not acquitting or sort of like associating who did what to the right person, because there's a whole bunch of different names. It's gone through like 2 or 3 different people. This one has. But basically, what Man the Borders does is it has like some like new little outposty areas like this kind of thing here. I think some of them are just like little outposts kind of areas where you bump into some guards and stuff like that. And I think a couple of them might be actually kind of like more actual forts where there are some enemies. So we're going to be looking at 3 of them. As far as I can tell, there are 5 altogether, 'cause that's all I can remember that I think is shows up in the description. So we're going to look at 3 of them, you know, to get a general idea. And the first one we're going to look at is this one here, which is just next to Bloated Man's Grotto in the whole of Whiterun. And you can see, you know, it's Crossroad Keep. You know, it's just a little guard barracks. You know, you're bumping some of the guards here. They seem to have some kind of like market store here thing here. Not 100% sure as to why, but you know, they're there. You see, you know, it just has, you know, just has like a little like kind of like crossroads thing where you'll bump into people. Or basically where, you know, they would keep an eye out for people crossing the borders, and this and that and the other. So, you know, it's basic border control. That's basically primarily what it is. It's basic border control. And it's just a small little detail. It's not like an in-depth dungeon or anything like that. But it's just a small little detail. Anyway, here you got the Crossroad Barracks. I'm not going to worry about looking inside the barracks because it's barracks. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory what they actually are. You know, this doesn't add in like loads of new armors for the player or anything like that. It's just something for immersion, something to be a bit more lore friendly kind of thing. You know, and it's just a nice little touch. So this one, just to show you on the map where it is right here. So you can see you got Whiterun just up here, and this one is just right here. So I'm going to just put my marker there for a second. The next one we're going to go to is just up here. Basically pretty much right next to Lake in an Altar. Alright, and here we are with the second one. Again, it's just like it's a Falkreath Hold Northern Gate. So again, this one's just like a little small one. You know, it's just like a little border checkpoint crossing kind of thing. You know, like you would expect them to have in certain places on the borders of the holds. You know, little like checkpoints and stuff like that. You know, that's basically what this mod does. It adds in like little checkpoints and stuff like that. But it also adds in a couple of things that may have been checkpoints at some point, but are now something else completely different. And that's what this one does. Now, it does appear to me that I have seemed to have lost Kuzagron somewhere. So, yeah, So this is one that's near Falkreath. Just show you where it is on the map. Here it is, right here. So there's like an auto right there, and that's where that one is. But yeah, so I have appeared to have lost Kuzagron. I don't know where he went. So I'm gonna go get Kuzagron back. I gotta go get Madari's husband. He's sort of gone AWOL apparently. And then once I find Madari's husband, we'll look at the final one. Alright, so for this final one, we need to actually come to Fort Sungard, which is just up here. Now, I don't know if they've made any alterations to Fort Sungard, because I haven't really done much with this fort before. But there is a secondary marker that you might see on the map just on the west there, the dwarven icon. Which that's technically definitely the new place, but we're gonna just sort out Fort Sungard because an easy way to get to it is, you know, via Fort Sungard. You know, we can just have a bit. Well, that's also we just want to have a bit of fun as well. So we're gonna have a look around here, see if anyone turns up. If anyone does turn up. Anybody here? Nobody here? Well, there is somebody here apparently. Let's have it. Let's go around here. There we go. All right. Cool. Alright, so let's have a little bit of fun, shall we? Alright, so that's everyone in the fort. As far as I'm aware, everyone in the fort is now dead, so we know we cleared that part out. That's not necessary or anything like that. That's just so I just thought, yeah, screw it, let's just clear out the area. Why not? No necessary reason for that. Alright, so we're gonna go down. Just gonna go down here, and we're gonna actually go and look at the newer area. Oh, hello. Hold on.
What you want, huh?
Whee! Cool. Oh, I appear to have bugged myself out apparently. Okay, so I've kind of bugged myself out. Oh no, there you go. Her brain's finally kicked back in. Alright, so technically the new area is actually down here. Though obviously it's actually on the road, but I decided to just be awkward with it and just thought to go to Fort Sungard at first because it's just why the hell not. And then here we are, but as you can see when we get here, well, I don't need to kill anybody. So obviously something's happened here. You'll come across a lot of the force. Not well, I say a lot of the force one. Yeah, there is a lot of them. It's just that they're all dead. You know, but you know you'll come across the bodies of Forsworn. I think there's also actually some guards as well. I think here. So you know you got the Reach Hold guard here. Just gonna take his stuff. Or some of his stuff, not all of it. Don't need all of it. But, you know, but obviously you come here and you can tell something has happened. You know, something's happened whilst you've been away, sort of thing. And you know, it's just another little detail. Again, it's nothing immensely huge. It's nothing immensely in depth. But it's just another place where I get, you know, a little bit of immersion. You know, a little bit of immersion. Something that's a bit more lore friendly. You know. It just adds a nice little bit of detail into the game. You know, so if you just want to add like a new nice little bit of detail, then you know why not download Man the Borders. It just adds in a little bit more detail, some lore kind of friendly places. I've only shown you a few places. There's still like 2 or 3 more places that are also included in this mod, but again I will leave a link in the description to this mod. So if you want to download it yourself to have a look, you know where to find it. but that's going to be it for this mod. So in this episode we did look at Apocalyptic One's Whiterun and more interior mods, which unfortunately I didn't actually say at the beginning because I'm an idiot. But you know, so we looked at that one, and that just basically adds in all of the mods that they've been working on, adds them all into one mod, one singular mod. And we had a look at a couple of the areas that I've either been changed or I couldn't look at before, and I like how they both look. The Ballad Mare is also in that as well, so I'm going to keep that running. We've also looked at the Black Nordic armour by Corday, into which some of them some of the armours I didn't like the looks of too much, like the actual Black Nordic armour. I didn't like how that looked too much personally. I think it was just like, I like the fact, I like when you can see the detail, and with the black variation of the Nordic armour I couldn't really see the detail too well. But whereas the gold variation, you can see, you know, when it's not like all sunset and everything, you can see a bit more of the detail. So personally, I prefer this variation rather than the other variation. But there were some interesting items in there, some different items in there. It's not all just based off this Nordic armour. And the final one we looked at is Man the Borders, made by God knows how many different people. Because it's been made, it's been transferred, it's been redone, it's been ported over. It's very, very confusing. But right, so I have a task for you people. I have a request. I have a question. Now, unfortunately, I have had to restart my Skyrim again because it seems to have been that I had a major crashing problem with mine, which I previously mentioned before. But the problem was it was still doing it, and it was just getting pointless. So I had to purge the entire PS5. All the save files, all the data, get rid of all the mods I had, re-download only specific ones again, just to get the basics of what I wanted to get working, and start all this and all that all over again. Which that means, for example, I don't have the Creation Club mods. Now, I can just re-download them, but I have a question, because unfortunately at the moment, Midari and Willow are doing nothing but running around in their dresses. You know, you can't go to battle in a dress. You know, well, you can go to battle in a dress. It's just not probably a very good idea to go to a battle in wearing nothing but a dress. So, I have a request on if you know of any good armor mods, then please let me know in the comments below. You know, leave a link if you can. If you can't, then just let me know what they are, and then I will look them up, so we can get some armor for Midari and for Willow, so they don't have to go running around fighting all these deadly enemies in nothing but a dress and a pair of boots. I mean, Kuzagron's fine at the moment. He's got armor, so he's alright. So, but right, that's enough of that waffle. So if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and to share this video with some of your friends. If you have any other mod suggestions, then let me know in the comments below, or you can find me on my Twitter or Discord. Links are on the channel banner. And once again, unfortunately, I couldn't get Kiana the follower to work, so I will be trying that one again just to see if I can get it to work. But unfortunately, it just wasn't working for me this time, so I will try it again. But that's it for now. So until next time, I'll see you all later.